Welcome back to our channel, Rare Coins Collections, Tocoin enthusiasts. Today, we have a truly exciting topic to explore, one that could make you rethink your change jar and take a second look at those quarters you've been holding on to. We're diving deep into the 2002 United States state quarter dollar, specifically the ones with the mint mark D from the Denver Mint. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or a casual observer, this particular quarter could hold far more value than you ever imagined. Let's break it down and uncover why this quarter is special, what makes it valuable, and how to spot one that could be worth thousands. Now, as many of you know, the State Quarter series was released between 1999 and 2008, and it was a massive hit. Each quarter in the series featured a unique design representing one of the 50 U.S. states, and the 2002 quarters were no exception. In fact, 2002 saw the release of 5 new state quarters, each showcasing a different state's heritage and history. These include Tennessee, Ohio, Louisiana, Indiana, and Mississippi. While the designs vary, they all share the same basic structure: the classic George Washington portrait on the obverse and the new state-specific design on the reverse. What makes the 2002 D state quarter particularly interesting, though, is the potential for errors that could make it worth far more than its face value. Most people don't realize it, but coin errors are far more common than you might think, and a small mistake during the minting process can lead to a rare and valuable find. So, let's look at the key features that make this quarter stand out. First and foremost, one of the most important things to note about the 2002 D state quarter is the mint mark itself. The D mint mark signifies that it was produced at the Denver Mint, and this is crucial because different mints produce different coins, and certain years and mint marks have a greater chance of containing rare error coins. So, as you're going through your collection or checking your pocket change, keep an eye out for the D mint mark. But what really sets the 2002 D quarter apart are the potential errors that can make it a collector's dream. The most notable of these errors is the clipped planchet error. This happens when a blank piece of metal, known as a planchet, doesn't get fully cut into the proper circular shape before being struck with the die. The result is a coin that's partially missing part of its edge, making it look like a chunk has been clipped off. This is a very noticeable error, and coins with clipped planchets are extremely sought after because they are rare and visually unique. Another error that you'll want to keep an eye out for on the 2002 D quarter is the double die error. This happens when the die that strikes the coin is misaligned, causing the image to be struck twice, slightly off-center. This results in a doubling effect on the design, and if you're lucky enough to find one, you'll notice that parts of the lettering, especially in the date 2002, may appear blurry or even doubled. These double die errors can be subtle, but with a magnifying glass or under good lighting, you'll be able to see the additional details that make the coin special. The last error to watch for is a more subtle one but still noteworthy. The die crack error occurs when the die used to strike the coin develops a crack or break. This crack is transferred onto the coin, leaving a small raised line in the design. On the 2002 D quarter, this could appear anywhere in the design, especially near the edges or the features on the reverse. While die cracks are common, they are still a cool feature to look for if you want to add a unique coin to your collection. Now, you might be wondering, why does the 2002 D quarter with these errors hold so much value? The answer lies in rarity and demand. Coins that are struck with errors are rare, and the rarer the error, the higher the value. A clipped planchet or a double die quarter is unique because it wasn't meant to happen, it's the result of a flaw in the minting process. As a result, these errors make the coin much more interesting to collectors who are eager to add something unique to their collections, but it's not just the errors that make the 2002 D quarter valuable. The overall condition of the coin is just as important. A well-preserved quarter, free from scratches, dents, or wear, will always fetch a higher price than a coin that's seen better days. That's why you'll want to carefully inspect your 2002 D quarter for any signs of wear and take good care of it if you think it has an error. Now, let's talk numbers. If you find a 2002 D quarter with an error like a clipped planchet or double die, you could be looking at a coin worth anywhere from $2,500 to $60,000. That's right, a quarter that was once worth just 25 cents could be worth tens of thousands of dollars depending on the rarity and condition of the error. A well-preserved error coin in great condition could fetch a price in the higher end of that range, especially if it's a more extreme example, like a severely clipped planchet or a pronounced double die. If you think you found a 2002 D quarter with an error, your best next step is to have it professionally graded. A professional grading service will verify the authenticity of the error and determine the coin's condition, which will give you a more accurate idea of its value. After that, you can decide whether to hold onto the coin as a prized part of your collection or sell it to a collector who's on the hunt for rare and valuable coins. So, what about you? Have you ever come across a rare error coin in your collection? Maybe you found a 2002 D quarter with an unusual feature or a coin that turned out to be much more valuable than you expected? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about your coin hunting experiences. Today's video is just for you. We're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 2015 United States state quarter dollar, specifically the ones with the D mint mark from the Denver Mint. You might have one of these coins sitting in your collection or possibly in your pocket change right now, and it could be worth a lot more than you think. The 2015 state quarters are part of the America the Beautiful series, which was released to honor some of the most iconic landmarks and national parks across the United States. Each quarter in this series features a stunning reverse design highlighting a different national park or landmark. For 2015, the 5 states represented were Homestead National Monument of America in Nebraska, Kisatchie National Forest in Louisiana, Blue Ridge Parkway in North Carolina and Virginia, Cumberland Gap National Historical Park in Kentucky, Bombay Hook National Wildlife Refuge in Delaware. But let's get to the meat of today's topic. Why are these 2015 D quarters so special? When it comes to coins, the year of minting, the design, and even subtle mistakes during the minting process can all contribute to a coin's rarity and value. And as it turns out, the 2015 D state quarters have some serious potential, especially if you know what to look for. To start, the mint mark D tells us that these coins were produced at the Denver Mint. The mint mark is critical because different mints can produce slightly different versions of a coin, sometimes leading to variations that are rarer than others. However, it's the errors that you need to be on the lookout for if you want to turn a regular quarter into a valuable collector's item. The most exciting and valuable error to watch for on the 2015 D state quarter is the double die error. This occurs when the coin is struck multiple times with misaligned dies, causing the design elements, such as the lettering or numbers, to appear doubled or blurry. For the 2015 D quarter, the double die error is most commonly found in the inscriptions on the reverse side of the coin, specifically in the wording that surrounds the design. You may notice the text is more pronounced than it should be or appears to be overlapping. This is a clear indication of a double die error, and it's a key feature that collectors are eager to find. So, how do you spot a double die error on a 2015 D quarter? The key areas to focus on are the inscriptions, particularly E pluribus unum and United States of America. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to inspect the coin. If you see any overlapping or blurred lettering, you've likely found a double die error. This subtle detail is what can make a regular 2015 D quarter worth far more than its face value. But wait, there's more. Another error that can make a 2015 D quarter valuable is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process, resulting in the design being struck off-center. As a result, part of the design, whether on the obverse or reverse, could be missing, or the design might be shifted to one side of the coin. The more extreme the off-center strike, the rarer and more valuable the coin. So, if you come across a 2015 D quarter where the design seems to be partially cut off, there's a good chance it could be worth significantly more than 25 cents. Another error worth mentioning is the clipped planchet error, which occurs when the blank metal planchet that is used to make the coin is improperly cut, resulting in a coin that has a portion of its edge missing. This creates an irregularly shaped coin with a visible, clipped section, and coins with this error are highly sought after by collectors for their uniqueness. If you find a 2015 D quarter with a clipped planchet, you could be holding onto a truly special and rare coin. Now, why are these coins so valuable? Errors like the doubled die, off-center strikes, and clipped planchets are considered rare and desirable because they're not supposed to happen. Coin collectors and numismatists love these coins because they are unique and showcase an imperfection that adds to their charm. The rarity of these errors makes them highly sought after in the marketplace, driving their value up. The 2015 D state quarter, with the right errors, could be worth much more than its face value of 25 cents. The value of a 2015 D quarter with a notable error can range anywhere from $2,200 to $65,000. That's right, a quarter that was once worth just 25 cents could be worth tens of thousands of dollars depending on the type of error, the severity of the error, and the coin's condition. Coins that feature a more extreme error, such as a large off-center strike or a strong double die effect, can fetch the highest prices. The condition of the coin plays a huge role too. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition with minimal signs of wear will always be more valuable than those that have been worn down or damaged. So, if you think you found a 2015 D state quarter with a potential error, it's time to get it professionally graded. A grading service will verify the authenticity of the error and give you an accurate assessment of the coin's value based on its condition. Once graded, you can decide whether to keep it as part of your collection or sell it to a fellow collector who's eager to get their hands on such a rare find. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever stumbled upon a coin with an error that turned out to be worth a lot more than you expected? Or perhaps you found a 2015 D quarter with some interesting features that you're wondering about. Share your experiences in the comments below. I'm always excited to hear about your coin discoveries. Today, we're about to take a deep dive into a truly fascinating coin, the 2016 United States state quarter dollar with the D Mint mark from the Denver Mint. If you're a collector or even someone who casually checks their pocket change, this is one coin you'll definitely want to pay attention to. You might have one sitting in your collection or even mixed into your change, and it could be worth far more than you think. The 2016 state quarter dollar is part of the America the Beautiful series, which honors national parks and other significant landmarks across the United States. In 2016, 5 more coins were issued in this series, featuring designs from national parks in various states. These states include the Shawnee National Forest in Illinois, the Cumberland Gap National Historical Park in Kentucky, Harper's Ferry National Historical Park in West Virginia, the Theodore Roosevelt National Park in North Dakota, the Fort Moultrie National Monument in South Carolina. Each coin has its own unique design, showcasing the beauty and historical importance of these national treasures. But here's the kicker: while these coins are beautiful and interesting, it's the errors on certain 2016 D quarters that make them worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. So let's break it down and see why this quarter could be worth way more than 25 cents. First off, the D Mint mark signifies that this coin was minted at the Denver Mint, which is one of the 2 primary locations for producing U.S. coinage. But this mint mark isn't the only thing that makes the 2016 D quarter special. Coin collectors, or numismatists, are particularly interested in certain errors that can turn a run-of-the-mill coin into a highly sought-after treasure. And the 2016 D quarter is no exception. Now, one of the most valuable errors you'll want to keep an eye out for on the 2016 D quarter is the double die error. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned or overused, leading to a doubled or blurry image on the coin. The most common place to find this error on the 2016 D quarter is in the inscription E pluribus unum, or United States of America. If you closely examine these words with a magnifying glass, you may notice that the lettering is slightly duplicated or blurry. This doubling effect is a clear indicator of a double die error, and it's exactly what collectors are hoping to find. But it's not just the lettering that can be affected. The design elements on the reverse side, especially the details around the national park or monument featured on the coin, can sometimes show signs of doubling as well. If you notice that part of the design is doubled or off-center, that's an immediate clue that you found a rare error coin, and you could be holding onto a valuable piece of numismatic history. Another error to keep an eye out for is the off-center strike. This error occurs when the planchet, the blank metal used to strike coins, isn't properly aligned in the press, causing the design to be struck off-center. This results in a coin that's missing part of its design along one edge. The more extreme the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin can be. So, if you come across a 2016 D quarter that looks like it has part of its design cut off, you might just have a rare and valuable coin on your hands. You'll also want to be on the lookout for the clipped planchet error. This happens when the metal planchet is not cut properly before it's struck, leading to a coin with a clipped edge or a piece missing. These coins are not only rare but visually interesting, making them incredibly desirable to collectors. A clipped planchet 2016 D quarter could fetch a pretty penny if it's in good condition, especially if the clip is noticeable and has an irregular shape. Now, why do errors like these make a coin valuable? The key to understanding this is rarity. Most coins are struck perfectly and go into circulation without any issues. But when something goes wrong during the minting process, the result is a coin that's unique, and collectors love unique coins. Rarity always increases a coin's value, and because error coins are so much less common than their perfect counterparts, they are considered treasures in the numismatic world. The more extreme the error, the more valuable the coin becomes. If you're wondering how much a 2016 D quarter with one of these errors could be worth, prepare to be amazed. Depending on the type of error, the condition of the coin, and the rarity of the mistake, a 2016 D quarter with an error can be worth anywhere from $2,200 to $68,000. That's right, a quarter worth just 25 cents could end up being worth tens of thousands of dollars if it has a rare error like a strong double die or a significant off-center strike. So, how do you spot a valuable 2016 D state quarter with an error? First, take a close look at the coin, paying special attention to the inscriptions and the design details. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to carefully inspect the text around the edge of the coin and the national park design on the reverse. Look for any signs of doubling or blurry lettering; those are your best indicators of a double die error. Next, check the edges of the coin for any signs of an off-center strike or a clipped planchet. If the design seems to be missing parts or shifted to one side, you've likely found an error coin. Once you've identified a potential error, the next step is to have the coin professionally graded. A professional grading service can confirm whether the coin is indeed an error and give you an accurate idea of its condition and value. A high-quality grade can make all the difference when it comes to selling the coin or adding it to your collection. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever found a coin with a minting error that turned out to be more valuable than you expected? Or maybe you've spotted a 2016 D quarter and wondered if it could be worth more than just 25 cents. Let me know in the comments below. Your discoveries might inspire others to start looking at their pocket change a little differently. Today's video is for you. We're talking about a coin that could be hiding right under your nose, the 2017 United States state quarter dollar with the D mint mark. These quarters were part of a series that honors the national parks and monuments of the United States, and while they might seem like everyday quarters, some of them are worth a lot more than their face value. Let's dive into what makes the 2017 D state quarter dollar so interesting and potentially valuable. First, it's important to know that the 2017 state quarters are part of the America the Beautiful series, which celebrates iconic national parks and landmarks across the country. In 2017, the 5 featured national parks were the Effigy Mounds National Monument in Iowa, the Frederick Douglass National Historic Site in Washington, D.C., the Ozark National Scenic Riverways in Missouri, the Ellis Island National Monument in New Jersey, the George Rogers Clark National Historical Park in Indiana. Each of these coins has a beautifully detailed reverse design showcasing the national park or monument that the coin is celebrating. These coins are gorgeous and have a lot of historical significance, but what makes them really exciting for collectors are the errors and variations that can make some of these coins worth far more than just 25 cents. One of the key features that can make the 2017 D quarter valuable is the possibility of a minting error. The minting process is a delicate and precise operation, but sometimes things go wrong, and that's when a regular coin turns into something unique and highly collectible. Errors on coins are a huge draw for collectors because they are rare, and a coin with an error is often seen as a one-of-a-kind piece in the world of numismatics. One of the most valuable and sought-after errors to look for on the 2017 D quarter is the double die error. This is where the coin's die is misaligned or struck multiple times, causing the design to appear doubled. The most common places you'll see a doubled die error on the 2017 D quarter are in the inscriptions around the edge, like E pluribus unum and United States of America. With a jeweler's loupe or magnifying glass, you can closely examine the coin's text. If the lettering looks blurry, doubled, or shows any overlap, you've probably found a double die error. This subtle mistake makes the coin much more valuable than its face value, and collectors are willing to pay big money for such a rare find. But the doubling isn't just limited to the text. Sometimes, the design elements on the reverse side, like the national park illustrations, can also exhibit signs of doubling. This makes the coin even more exciting, as these design details are much harder to spot. So, if you see any design elements that seem to have been struck more than once, don't overlook it. You may be looking at a coin worth much more than 25 cents. Another minting error to watch out for is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process, causing part of the coin's design to be missing or shifted to one side. An off-center strike can vary in severity. Some coins may have just a slight misalignment, while others could have a substantial portion of the design completely missing. The more extreme the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin becomes. If you happen to come across a 2017 D quarter with this kind of error, it's worth taking a closer look. Even a small off-center strike can increase the coin's value, but the more dramatic the error, the higher the potential value. The clipped planchet error is another rare mistake to look for. This error occurs when the metal planchet, which is the blank piece of metal used to strike the coin, is cut improperly, causing part of the edge of the coin to be clipped. This can leave a small section of the coin's edge flat or missing, making the coin look imperfect but incredibly interesting to collectors. A clipped planchet 2017 D quarter is a real rarity and could fetch a premium price, depending on the severity of the clip and the condition of the coin. Now, let's talk about why these 2017 D quarters with errors are so valuable. It all comes down to rarity. Error coins are rare because they are not supposed to happen. The United States Mint strives to produce coins that are flawless, but when something goes wrong during the minting process, it results in a coin that's one of a kind. Collectors are always on the hunt for these mistakes because they make a coin unique and add a layer of historical significance to the item. Coins with significant errors, like double die, off-center strikes, and clipped planchets, are highly coveted and can fetch much higher prices than ordinary coins in mint condition. The value of a 2017 D state quarter with a notable error can range anywhere from $2,300 to $73,000. Yes, that's right, a coin that was originally worth just 25 cents could end up being worth tens of thousands of dollars if it contains one of these rare errors. The value is determined by the type and severity of the error, as well as the overall condition of the coin. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition tend to be worth much more than those that have been circulated or have damage. So, how do you spot a valuable 2017 D quarter with an error? It's all about careful inspection. Take a close look at the inscriptions, like E pluribus unum and United States of America, for any signs of doubling or blurriness. Check the reverse side for any irregularities in the design, especially if the park or monument looks slightly off-center or doubled. And don't forget to check the edges of the coin for signs of a clipped planchet or an off-center strike. A magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe can make this job much easier, allowing you to spot errors that might not be visible to the naked eye. Once you've found a potential error coin, the next step is to have it professionally graded. A grading service will examine the coin in detail, verify whether it contains an error, and assess its condition. A higher grade can significantly increase the coin's value, so it's worth getting your coin professionally evaluated before you consider selling it. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever found a coin with an error, like a double die or an off-center strike, that turned out to be worth more than you expected? Or maybe you found a 2017 D quarter with some interesting features that you're not sure about. Let me know in the comments below. I love hearing your stories and discoveries. Today, we're diving into one of the most intriguing coins of the modern era, the 2018 United States state quarter dollar with the D mint mark. At first glance, it might seem like a regular quarter, but don't be fooled. This coin, especially with the right errors, could be worth far more than its 25-cent value. In 2018, the United States Mint released new quarters as part of the America the Beautiful series. These coins feature national parks and historical sites from across the country, and the 2018 coins were no exception. If you're familiar with this series, you know that each coin honors a specific landmark or park. But here's where it gets interesting. While many of these coins are beautiful representations of our national heritage, certain minting errors can turn an average coin into a collector's dream. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. First, let's take a look at some of the key features of the 2018 state quarter. The reverse side of the coin, which displays the national park or historical site, was redesigned each year to feature a different park. For the 2018 quarters, the designs included the Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore in Michigan, the Apostle Islands National Lakeshore in Wisconsin, the Voyageurs National Park in Minnesota, the Cumberland Island National Seashore in Georgia. Each of these designs showcases the beauty and importance of the park or monument it represents, making these quarters not just currency, but small works of art. But what really sets the 2018 D quarters apart for collectors are the errors that can occur during the minting process. And let me tell you, these errors are exactly what can make this quarter worth much more than just 25 cents. Now, one of the most significant errors to look out for is the double die error. This occurs when the die used to stamp the coin is misaligned or worn out, causing the design to be struck multiple times. This leads to a slight doubling of the design on the coin. The most common place to find a double die on the 2018 D quarter is in the text, specifically around the words United States of America and E pluribus unum. If you look closely, with the help of a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe, you might notice that the letters appear blurry or doubled. This is a key indicator that you found a valuable error coin, but the doubling doesn't just affect the text, it can also show up in the designs themselves, particularly in the national park imagery on the reverse side of the coin. If you notice any part of the design looking like it's been stamped twice, you've likely got a double die error, and that's a great find for any coin collector. Another error to keep an eye out for is the off-center strike error. This happens when the coin is not aligned properly in the press, causing the design to be struck off-center. An off-center strike might not seem like a big deal, but in the world of coin collecting, this can make the coin incredibly valuable. Depending on the degree of misalignment, an off-center coin could be worth a lot more than you might expect. The more extreme the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin can be, especially if it results in a partial design missing from one side. The clipped planchet error is another rarity to look out for. This happens when the metal planchet, the blank piece of metal used to strike the coin, is cut improperly. This can result in a coin that has a clipped or missing section of its edge. While clipped planchets are less common than other errors, they are highly collectible because they make the coin look unique. A clipped planchet 2018 D quarter can attract high interest from collectors who love owning rare, unusual pieces. Now, let's talk about why these errors make the 2018 D quarter so valuable. At its base value, the 2018 D quarter is worth just 25 cents, but error coins are a different story. The rarity of these errors is what drives their value up. When a coin is struck incorrectly, it becomes one of a kind. And as any experienced coin collector will tell you, rare coins with mistakes tend to appreciate in value over time, especially if the error is significant or visually striking. The value of a 2018 D quarter with a minting error can range anywhere from $2,600 to $76,000. Yes, you read that correctly. A coin that was originally worth just a quarter could end up being worth thousands of dollars if it has a significant error, especially if it's in mint condition. Of course, the final value will depend on the type of error, the severity of the mistake, and the coin's condition. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition will always fetch a higher price than those that have been worn or damaged. So how do you spot a valuable 2018 D quarter with an error? First, start by examining the coin carefully. Look for any signs of doubling in the text or the design, especially around the words United States of America and E pluribus unum. You can also use a magnifying glass to inspect the reverse side of the coin, where the national park designs might show signs of doubling. If the design looks like it's been stamped twice, you've likely found a doubled die error. Next, check for off-center strikes. Hold the coin up to the light and see if the design is shifted or if part of the coin's edge is missing. If the coin looks off-center, it's worth taking a closer look. Finally, check the edges for any signs of a clipped planchet. If part of the edge is flat or clipped off, that could indicate a clipped planchet error, which is a rare and valuable find. Once you've identified a potential error coin, it's a good idea to have it professionally graded. A professional grading service will assess the coin's condition and verify if it contains an error. A higher grade can significantly increase the coin's value, and having it certified by a professional gives you the confidence that you're holding onto a true collector's item. Now, here's where I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever come across a coin with an error, whether it's a doubled die or an off-center strike? Or maybe you've got a 2018 D quarter that you're unsure about. What's the most interesting coin you've ever found? Drop your stories in the comments below. I love hearing about your coin hunting adventures. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you found this information helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on new videos about coin collecting. You might just discover your next big find right in your pocket change. Happy collecting, and I'll see you in the next video.